welcome back to Perkins Garage. Tonight I'm working on Fred, so I've decided instead of pulling the whole front clip off, since it'd just be a pain in the ass to move it around, I'm just going to take it off piece by piece, fenders and everything. So I'm going to start working on that, and basically what I'm doing right now is documenting where I put everything and how everything came apart. So, enjoy. My old man said to take pictures of everything, so I figured I'd just video it. Then I know where it all goes and stuff. Revisit things. It's one of the main reasons why I do this channel, so I can figure out what I did and where I put my tools. Alright, I'm gonna get you in here.
Innovation, value, quality, and are eager to be part of a legacy in the making. Sanford Store Foods of Monroe and Monticello is looking for you. They're hiring.
Shut up. Alright, so we got the lower valance off, I guess you call it. That's this guy. Eight bolts. Hold that on. She comes right off. So now we're looking at getting disconnected from the so there's one bolt holding that on to the fender right here. There's one up. Oh, I suppose I don't gotta take that off yet. There's three bolts along this on the inside. I suppose I'll move that balance quick. Hold on. Okay, so there's 3 bolts holding the fender on there. That's the outer fender. And then there's bolts holding the inner fender on there. So I'm gonna, and the bolts run all along, connecting the inner to the outer fender. So I'm gonna disconnect those two, and then I can get the outer fender off. And I'm gonna pull the inner fender off. We're gonna do this on both sides, mind you. And this is what I'm struggling with over here with the light. There's old hillbilly Jim. I guess he was running 2 batteries in this thing. I don't know why. So, yeah. So I gotta. I don't know if I should cut that out. Anyway, so yeah, I'm gonna keep picking at this week. Tomorrow night I'm gonna get I'm gonna get this side off, and then get that put out back, tarp it up. Well, it's gonna be in my carport, so it'll be covered, but I gotta throw a tarp down so it's not sitting in the dirt. And then just leave it out there for now until we get ready to put it back on. Get that all tore off. Yeah, I'm just gonna go to town. I'm gonna try to get the whole front end tore off tomorrow night. So that includes the core support. I'm gonna go through all this too and clean it up and paint it with Derek from Vice Grip has the part number for it. Engine paint, best paint ever. Duplicolor engine paint with ceramic. You could paint over like water with this thing and it would stick. I'm not showing a flat black. So DE 1654 flat black. Inner fenders. I'm gonna paint those. I might even clean up the outer fenders and put them in primer. Might sand them and get those in primer so it's not purple anymore. And yeah, everything's gonna be painted with this freaking engine paint because it's awesome. They even have a engine paint primer to lay down over it, so that will be coming. I'm gonna probably just do that out in my carport because I can open up the one end and put a fan on the other and not get too high. Try not to, because I start getting dizzy. I'm getting too old for this shit. But yeah, I'm gonna clean up the core support. I think we can make that work. It's not too bad. It's not too far off. I mean, there are some rot spots that I could probably patch in with some metal. Like where the body mounts are. I'll show you that. So that little section right there, I could probably patch in. It's almost like a rust jacking or something. Anyway, yeah, same on this side. I'll patch that. The rest of it doesn't look that bad. It looks pretty sturdy. Some surface rust. So, all right, stay tuned. I'm gonna tear this fender off tomorrow night. It's getting a little late, so I'm gonna go inside and drink a beer. Later, Tater. All right, next day after work, continuing on with Fred tearing the front end apart. Got the TBSS 3 or whatever the hell they call it, Trailblazer Super Sport all-wheel drive. She's outside for now. So in case I gotta swing this thing over, if I get that far tonight, hopefully I can get both fenders off. And yeah, got my guard dog. He just stares at things randomly. So, all right, here we go. All right, so I've had this thing soaking all night with some PB Blaster, the good stuff. Oh, Croyle's the best, but this will work. All right, here we go. What are you sniffing? Anyway. Lots of half-inch bolts. All right, where were we? Oh, hit the tight one. Hopefully I don't have to use any heat today. Oh, you're probably going to have to go inside, aren't you? Because you're not going to like this at all. Alright, so I got all the fender bolts out. Well, the inner fender to the outer fender. And then I got it detached from the core support. So there's a bunch of bolts that go. Here, let point. They're up in here. They go all the way through here. I only snapped one off, which is pretty amazing. But all the heads are running over. They're 1/2-inch bolts. So what I had to do was take my 12mm socket, which is a little bit smaller than a 1/2-inch. That's a little bit wallered out, and I ended up screwing this one up. And you take a hammer and you smash around there, and then you get it bust loose. I only snapped one of the bolts off. I ended up having to cut one that was attached to the core support because the welded nut on the inside was basically gone, and so it was just spinning in there. So I had to cut that with the sawzall. But in the process, I ended up cracking this while pounding it onto the. I don't know if you can see that. See a little hairline crack there, and right there. So this one's basically junk. So next up, I got a bolt up here, holding it to the cowl. There's one right here. There's typically one underneath the fender down here. I can't remember if it actually. Yeah, it's on the inside, I think. So I didn't put that one back in when I put the front clip back on. I just did this one and this one. So that's all I got left, and this thing should be able to come off. So I'm gonna do that right now. That one. And the 16th, the top one. What?
Can I hang out for a little bit?
Yeah, let me get this off quick and
Sorry, YouTube. Oh, come here. Come here. There's gonna be something. Okay.
Where am I attached to? Oh, wires! Shit!
God. You need help? Oh my god, our pet's heads are falling off.
Guillotines.
What does that mean?
These wire connectors are for cowboys. Cowboys and farmers. Alright. What slid over there? Oh, the shim. So I gotta remember there's a shim I gotta put back in here. Oh, there it is. So, yep, shim. That goes in the door one. Oh, and then you can see the bottom. The bottom one that I didn't have in. So there'll be a bottom one from the inside out that goes to the bottom of the fender that keeps it from flapping in the wind. But yeah, now I got the inner fender off. So stay tuned. Alright, got this fender off and the inner fender. I was going to pull the front end over and get the other side off tonight, but I'm not going to do that tonight. I like to bite off more than I can chew a lot of times. So, especially for weeknight. So what I'm going to do is wait till Friday night, because today's Wednesday. Tomorrow's bowling night. And then Friday night, this thing's going to get pushed over. I'm going to get the other side off, get the whole front end off. And then we're going to start looking at pulling the motor. All right, as you can see, we got the front end tore off. Did that last night. Saturday now, I'm going to pull the front of the motor off and the carburetor and get it ready to pull the motor out and get it on the engine stand, and then work on getting the transmission and the transfer case out and try to figure out where I'm going to put it for now. So here we go. This thing's inconvenient. That, get the hell out of the way. There we go. That just broke right off of there. Junk.
Fuel line?
Yeah, part of it. Yeah, the filter going in and coming out. That fuel pump. Antifreeze on me. Ah, shit.
What is that?
It's a heater for the, an inline heater for the antifreeze for your coolant. So the throttle cable is actually missing the clip that holds the, or the retainer clip that holds the cable on the bracket. So that's cool. We'll just pop you off like that. Take the springs off. A lot easier just to throw an L-Brock 650 on here or something. Something cheap. Instead of dealing with this old crusty girl, maybe sell this.
Oh,
Some mouse jump out of there.
that suck. Here. Uh-oh. What's this?
I don't know. It's
Take it all the way over here.
no, I want you to put that up by the other parts over there.
Does that fit?
Make it fit. We'll get you in here. So I'm gonna pull the water pump off yet. Power steering pump, get all that. I'm gonna pull the fuel pump and the starter off. We got the carburetor off. Got some black in there.
Yeah, it's really black in there.
Right now I'm gonna put the plate on, the picker plate, so that way the intake ain't exposed anymore. And then we'll see when we got this thing hooked up and ready to pull out. All right, stay tuned. All right, we're hooked up. We just gotta take the motor mounts off. Unbolt the motor mounts, and then we gotta unbolt it from the transmission. And then we should be able to pull it right out. Everything's disconnected, starter's out. I'm probably gonna put a new intake on this turd. Get a cheap one, because this is a smog intake. And I busted this bolt. And I'm not gonna drill it out, so I had to take those off to put put this freaking plate on because they were running. These things are running into the, and you wouldn't be able to bolt that plate on to pick it. So yeah, that's not gonna be here when we're done. So all right, we're gonna work on getting it unbolted, and you'll see us pulling this motor right out. All right, stay tuned.
Oh, there's a ground paper.
Well, things have escalated. Porter's now the new engine.
Ring, ding, ding, ding.
So we got the motor pulled out. We did that all because I had a buddy stop over, and we had a couple beers, and basically made him do all the work while me and my buddy stood around and made him work. But there's the motor. We're gonna get put on the engine stand, so stand by. Yep, go ahead. Go ahead.
Oops.
Alright, let her down a little bit. Oh, you can't do that, can you?
Yeah, that's fine.
Alright, go over to the engine stand and just kind of hold her on there. Don't push it too far. Make it so the wheels go out. I don't want the wheels to come down on the engine, the cherry picker, okay? See what I'm saying here?
Oh,
These wheels. Okay?
yeah.
Slide that thing right in. You slide it in.
Sorry. You go all the way in.
Yeah, anyway. As I lower it down, you'll be able to slide it in, okay?
There. Where's your... Should stay on right.
Let's say rip right out. There we go. Unhook it. There you go. Put that rod through there. Alright, this guy put away. Hold on. All right, so here you have it. We got the engine on the engine stand, and we're gonna do a small tear down. I'm gonna pull the pan, see what we got, what we're dealing with down in there, and then obviously, I think I told you we're gonna pull the valve covers, clean them off, clean everything up, and then distributor's going away, intake's going away. That's all going to get replaced. Carburetor's going to get replaced. I'm not going to go like what I do with my Chevelle. You do everything 100, like the best you can get kind of deal. It's just basically going to be cheap parts, maybe some used parts. We'll see. And go from there. But yeah, next up we're going to pull the transmission out too. And transfer case. Because like I said, I got that... where are you? Nope, that way. That 205 transfer case. That's got to go in, and I think I need an adapter for that, so I'm gonna be on the search for that. And yeah, we're just gonna go to town. So, all right. Thanks for watching. like, subscribe, and stay tuned.